I ain't gonna leave him out. I'm just real like this, because, be throwing rocks and hiding their hand, right? They be throwing rocks and hiding their hand. And I don't like them kind of individuals.
Like lacking self-awareness. Like, you give such a lackluster performance, and then you think you can make threats to people because you gave a lackluster performance? Pause. You don't have the right to tell me what I should.
Any message for Cam and Mace? Y'all been going back and forth a lot over the last week. They ain't got my respect. There you go.
There it is. Jay Prince is still fuming over Mase and Cam'ron clowning Shakur Stevenson. And now he's turning things up a notch. Word is he even tried to get them jumped. You remember what went down last year. Cam and Mace tore into Jay Prince after he boldly claimed he'd fade all Shakur's shots and take all bets, like he was still deep in the game. That was during one of their podcast episodes where they cooked him for acting like he's still running the streets. Even at his age, they were laughing him out the room, saying he needed to grow up and stop trying to move like it's still the early 2000s. At the time, Jay Prince stayed quiet, didn't fire back, so folks thought it all blew over. But nope, a whole year later, things just snapped right back. Cam got pressed backstage at a private event in Atlanta, real low-key, and someone pulled up on him, telling him straight, "Keep Shakur's name out your mouth." That's a serious warning.
You be me up, right? Because try to glorify bull. Like you try to glorify try to glorify that ain't that. It's flaw. We know when flaw when we deal with them in the streets. We know when flaw. Like we understand that they flaw.
And Shakur, he didn't stay silent either. He threw shade right back at Cam and Mace. Said Mace had a flop career and straight up threatened to knock Cam out if it ever got physical. Yeah, it's like that now. Here's how it all played out, and it's getting spicy. Cam'ron pulled up to Atlanta 2 weekends ago as a special guest commentator for a boxing meets hip-hop exhibition event. He was supposed to do a live segment for a new sports panel pilot, but guess what? He never even made it to the mic. Multiple insiders are saying Cam ran into some drama backstage with a group of dudes who weren't even supposed to be there. They weren't part of the event crew, and now word on the street is they were sent by Jay Prince. Eyewitnesses say there was a heated exchange. Nobody knows exactly what was said, but whatever went down made Cam leave the whole building just minutes later. Real quick, and here's where it gets even messier. This all popped off not long after Jay Prince Jr. jumped in to defend his dad online. He clapped back at Cam and Mace for dissing Jay Prince Sr., and now fans are piecing it together, wondering if the crew that pressed Cam might have actually been Junior's people pulling strings. For some background, this beef really kicked up in July 2024 when Cam and Mace went after Shakur Stevenson hard. After Shakur defended his WBC lightweight title against Artem Harutyunyan in Newark, fans were already unimpressed. The fight was slow, defensive, and lacked excitement.
To do nothing for us, we don't pay to handle our problems. You gotta put in your own work. You failed. You failed.
Folks in the crowd were booing, calling it boring. But Cam and Mace, they didn't stop there. They clowned him publicly by posting a video of themselves pretending to fall asleep while watching Shakur's fight. Mace and Cam didn't hold back either. They straight up dissed Shakur on their podcast, saying he needs to face reality. He's just not exciting enough to be a main event star. Mace said the crowd was dozing off, and Cam chimed in, saying he saw people literally walking out to grab coffee just to stay awake. That's how dry the fight was. But Shakur, he came back swinging, verbally. He clapped back hard at both of them. First, he reposted a clip of Mace saying he didn't want to see Shakur fight anymore, and added a savage caption, "Same way I felt about his rap career." More famous for his podcast and his failed career pack, the GOAT. Who the bleep is Mase and Cam'ron?
We don't capitalize off their flawness though, because we'll capitalize off real. We ain't gonna capitalize off no being flawed, weak as hell. We understand what a weak as hell. Then he a street, call himself a street. He could be a street, but he's still weak as hell. We don't capitalize and try to glorify this shit. Nah, we gonna sit and have conversations about as strong as us. We don't have conversations about as weak as hell.
Then Shakur went even further mocking Mace for his decision to leave Bad Boy Records and become an ordained minister. He threw shade, calling Mace a fake pastor, and even made a slick reference to him surviving Sean. The disrespect was loud, but it didn't stop there. Shakur sent a full-on warning to both of them. He said, "Tell them watch the way they talk on that podcast, because I ain't ducking no smoke. Lil Omi ready to go to war with all these soft dudes." He really meant business. And to top it off, Shakur threw one more jab, saying what really irks him is that neither Mace nor Cam ever stepped foot in a boxing ring.
When you get in the ring, you're not entertaining. We don't want to keep hearing about the sweet science. We're looking for entertainment. We're paying bucks for entertainment. And you're not entertaining. But listen, if the fight was smoking, nobody had to walk out. You should not be the main event fighting like the undercard. Your fight was like the undercard. All the smoke was before you. So they need to rearrange how you're going. You're like a headliner that really need to be the opening act.
Yet they're out here judging his skills like they know the fight game. Shakur wasn't done. He snapped again. He said, "You know what really gets under my skin? When dudes talk boxing but never put gloves on." Then he went all the way off, calling out this fat mother, you know who, Mace, and Big Teeth and Cam'ron by name. Shakur said they need to shut the F up because neither of them ever stepped foot inside a boxing ring. He added that these days we got all kinds of entertainers hopping in the ring, so if Mace and Cam really want to talk, they should glove up or shut up. And guess what? He wasn't standing alone either.
Here, another body shot, good combination from Steven.
Cartonian still strong. But you either got to create your offense off your jab, Tess.
All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. And still, WBC lightweight champion of the world, Shakur Stevenson.
Shakur got some major backup from none other than Terrence Crawford. Crawford reposted Shakur's rant and tagged him, writing, "F him, Lil Bro, let him know how you feel. They letting you know how they feel." That's a strong cosign from a top dog in the fight game. Meanwhile, Cam wasn't letting that failed rap career comment slide. He jumped on Instagram to defend Mace and hit back with receipts. Failed rap career? Hey, Shakur Stevenson, 3 months after you were born, Murda dropped his first album and sold 5 million copies. Quadruple platinum before social media. Facts. Then Cam and Mace took one more slick jab at Shakur. They posted a clip of fans leaving Shakur's fight early with the caption, "A little hometown love, huh? Newark, that is. Harlem would never."
Any message for Cam and Mace? Y'all been going back and forth a lot over the last week.
They ain't got my respect.
Jay Prince wasn't about to let Cam and Mace trash Shakur without stepping in, and he came out swinging with a serious warning. After the duo clowned Shakur's world title defense and called it boring, Jay Prince hit Instagram with a bold message. He's ready to fade all of Shakur's shots and take all bets. Jay wrote, "Numbers don't lie, haters do." He said people can call Shakur boring all they want, but that doesn't change the facts. According to him, it's only a small circle of haters making noise, while Shakur's actually running the ratings game.
Mace said it exactly like, "You 60, nigga. You 60. What are you talking about? What are you, bro? I lost mad respect for you because I used to have mad respect for you. When you had Shakur with you, when you line Young Boy NBA up, why the you got Shakur with you, and this is why he acting like that?"
Jay Prince claimed Shakur's fights pulled the #1 ratings on ESPN this year and even ranked in the top 3 since 2022. That's big talk. Then he made it crystal clear he's not just Shakur's manager inside the ring, he handles everything outside of it too. His exact words, "To all of y'all haters trying to take it outside the ring, I handle all his business. I'll fade all his shots and take all bets." That was a direct shot at Cam and Mace. No sugarcoating. But instead of backing down, Cam and Mace clapped back even harder just a week later. Mace went for the jugular, roasting Jay Prince for being 60 years old and still trying to act like he's out here in the streets. Said it was embarrassing to be moving like that at his age. Shakur didn't let up. He kept firing shots at Cam and Mace, calling them old, washed, and straight up irrelevant.
This is exactly why you're acting like that. Talking about you got Young Boy NBA umbrellas and his keys to his car. Young Boy NBA told y'all, this is what he said. This is not 1982, bro. You cannot sit here and tell get the strap and then be quiet. Nobody know that part because I just be going viral. You bugging, James, you bugging, my. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't know what bet you talking about, all that other slang then. Bet it, whatever bet you talking about, bet it. I don't know what's bet it.
He made it clear he's not taking anything they say seriously. Then, during his appearance on The Breakfast Club, Shakur doubled down. He said he can't even respect Cam and Mace because, in his words, they make a living off trolling. According to him, it's all just jokes and clout chasing, nothing real behind it. Now the fan base is completely split. One side is riding hard for Jay Prince, saying he's the one who helped Shakur rise to the top. They're giving Prince props for backing Shakur early and believe he helped shape his path to stardom. Some fans are even saying Shakur's the next Floyd Mayweather. And guess what? Joe Rogan co-signed that, saying if anyone deserves that comparison, it's Shakur. But not everyone's feeling the love. A lot of folks are worried that Jay Prince might be doing more harm than good. Critics say Prince is too controlling, and there are whispers about shady business going down behind the scenes, and now things are starting to spiral even more, because behind the scenes, folks are starting to question how far this beef is gonna go. Word is, Cam and Mace aren't done either. Sources close to their camp say they're planning to air out even more receipts on their podcast. And they've been teasing a deep dive into Shakur's behind-the-scenes drama. They're hinting at exposing shady details about his management deals and maybe even what Jay Prince doesn't want the public to know.
What Mace said, though?
Who?
Mace.
Mace, what did he say?
Mace, he had this to say. He said, I don't want to see Shakur fight. I'm going to be honest. No disrespect to Nord, but I don't want to see Shakur fight nobody for him.
Like I said with the other people, like, I can't really take some of these guys too serious because it's like, they make a living off of trolling people. Like, trolling is what they do on a regular basis. So even before, when I kind of reacted to them, I don't feel the same way now. Now it's like, okay, I understand the business aspect of it. So
that's right. This might turn from just jokes into full-blown expose mode. Meanwhile, Shakur's been feeding off the controversy. He's been more active on social media than ever, reposting memes, throwing slick jabs, and responding to fan comments like he's enjoying every minute of it. Some fans love the energy, saying he's showing personality outside the ring, but others think this messy back and forth could blow up in his face and distract from what really matters, boxing. And let's not forget, the boxing world is watching. Promoters, sponsors, networks. They don't like when their fighters get tied up in street-style beef. A few insiders are already saying this drama could block future opportunities for Shakur if it keeps escalating. When it comes to Mase and Cam, the fan base is just as divided as ever. Some folks are straight up dragging them, saying they're nothing but gossip kings who stay throwing shade just to keep their names in the mix. One Reddit user even posted, being an adult is realizing that Cam and Mase criticizing Shakur Stevenson is hater energy in its purest form. They're almost 50, just as cringe as Jay Prince. Ouch. But don't get it twisted. Mase and Cam still got serious support out here. Their loyal fans are praising them for not backing down and for calling out Jay Prince directly, which most people wouldn't dare do. One comment read, Jay Prince is a dangerous man, but I respect Mase and Cam for not folding. Another fan chimed in, I'm from the H, and I always hated how folks out here act scared of him, like he's some real-life boogeyman. Glad someone's finally speaking up. And no matter which side you're on, you can't deny one thing. People love hearing what Mace and Cam have to say, whether it's trolling, truth-telling, or both. These two know how to keep the internet talking, and they're funny as hell doing it. So what's next in this wild saga? You already know it's not over. Hit that like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss a single twist. Because in our hood, anything can happen, and you never know who's getting called out next.